so many people tonight watching the game. Big predictions. They predicted big scores in the 40s and the 50s, but they always knew that Auburn would come out on top, and that's a big reason they wanted to be here in Auburn today and be here for this celebration. It's all about being a part of the Auburn family, being a part of that Tiger spirit, the spirit you see displayed so strongly here right now.
Bethany, a lot of fans are, of course, in Arizona tonight, but obviously a lot of fans are in Auburn, Alabama tonight as well. You're an Auburn fan. How does this rolling of Toomer's Corner compare to, you know, let's say a regular season game?
Oh, there is no comparison. This is beyond anything. This beats everything. It's beyond anything I've ever seen here at Toomer's Corner. You know, I grew up in Opelika, and I can't tell you the number of Auburn games I've attended through childhood and even adulthood. This is amazing. This is not like anything I've ever seen here before. But this is what being an Auburn Tiger is about for these fans. So many people said they would rather be here than even in Arizona. And this corner, Toomer's Corner, and this celebration is why, because they know they can't do this. They can't celebrate like this in a place that's not their hometown, not their home state. It's away from everybody. So a lot of people said we didn't even try to go to Arizona. We didn't want to go. We wanted to be right here in Auburn where we could celebrate.
You were just looking at WSFA.com, where we have the City of Auburn's HD web camera up, where people around the world are now watching the rolling of Toomer's Corner. And it is a big deal, Val, because this is not a regular season game. This is the national championship.
And you can see just how many people, I mean, they've got a lot of people in Arizona watching this game. But look at this. This is Auburn, Alabama, and people have come from all over to be in Auburn for this big celebration tonight.
There's going to be a big trash pickup job tomorrow.
Congratulations to the Auburn Tigers.
Yeah. We're not just following Auburn, we're also following fans right here in Montgomery as well.
That's right. We want to go to Rock Bottom American Pub. That's where Samuel King is standing by live. And Sam, all the fans have left. Are they celebrating in the streets?
Well, a lot of the fans have left. They've stepped out of here, but when there was a bit of a very big celebration after Auburn hit that field goal to take the national title this year, but they were very tense here in those last 3 minutes. I'm sure it was that way in the studio, in the newsroom, over in Auburn, out in Glendale for Auburn fans, but definitely here, people were on pins and needles trying to see what happened when Oregon marched down the field after that Cam Newton fumble, got the touchdown, tied the game. Auburn fans weren't sure what would happen, but Michael Dyer, that heads-up run, people started cheering up here, getting up and down, and then again, we thought they won the game at that point, but they didn't quite get in the end zone, but it turns out they didn't need it. And when that happened, the fans were really here celebrating. But it is a weeknight, so a lot of people looked at the clock. It is after 11 o'clock here in Montgomery, so people decided, hey, let's celebrate a little bit, let's jump around, let's dance, let's watch a little bit of the after game, but then let's head out, let's head home and celebrate at home there, and maybe have to get up and go to work and school tomorrow. But this room was full of Auburn fans. There are a few Alabama fans, even Alabama fans who were cheering for Oregon tonight. They did have to smile at the end of the game to see Auburn win, because it is something unprecedented, a historic night here, and a lot of people were here to share it. About, I would say, almost, they can fill about 300 people in here, and there were about 300 people here. Every corner of this building was full, so definitely a lot of people out here tonight to watch the game, to watch Auburn take the title. Val and Mark.
All right, thank you, Samuel. Samuel King reporting for us out at Rock Bottom American Pub. He said about 300 folks filled that place, fans cheering, and had to go to work in the morning.
I know. I was kind of surprised. The game isn't that long from being over, and there weren't many people left, but he did say it was packed earlier. And he pointed out the historic nature of this, because, you know, not only did Auburn win a national championship tonight for the first time in many, many years, but this is the second year in a row that an Alabama team has won the national championship.
You know, I may have an idea where those folks are. I think they left to go to the sporting goods place that is staying open late tonight to accommodate Auburn fans to get that one-of-a-kind gear, national championship gear. Melissa McKinney is standing by in one of those shopping areas. Well, you can see some of the fans lining up. Has the store opened yet, Melissa?
Well, no, Val, they're actually still trying to get that gear on the tables. We got fans just lining up. You can see them. And Val, they actually have some heat lamps out here. We got heat lamps right here for these folks to stay warm. All right. So this is a nail biter, y'all. Tell me what you thought when we got to the end of the game. What did y'all think when we got to the end of the game and they scored that very last point? What was going through your head?
I hit my head on the ceiling fan. I jumped so high. It was something like I've never seen before.
Has it even hit you yet?
No, it hasn't. It hasn't. It will tomorrow when I get to work and see all my Alabama fans that are friends. So,
what do you want to get in there?
Everything I can get hands on. I got a 4-year-old and a wife waiting for their T-shirts and sweatshirts and everything else we can get. So.
You got a good place in line here. You're not too far from the door. I mean, you're going to get in pretty quick and get warm in there.
As soon as the clock hit 0, I jumped in the car. I kissed the wife on the way out the door and said, I'm going to get T-shirts.
What is it like to have all these fans with you, the Auburn family with you?
It's great. It's like the Auburn family, whether you're in Arizona or Montgomery at Toomer's Corner right now. It's just great to be an Auburn Tiger, and it's great to experience this with all these people.
All right, y'all, you can see the folks are already starting to line up here. They got here right at the end of the game. They started pulling in the parking lot. You can see folks pulling in the parking lot for the pastime, people running to get in line. We're expecting long lines here. This line is already at the end of the store, and it's going to start wrapping around the actual parking lot here. Like I said before, a party in the parking lot. If you're in Montgomery, this is a good place to be to celebrate this championship win with so many other Auburn fans. And in just a few minutes, those doors are going to open here. They're going to run in there and get that championship gear. It's going to be a great event for the folks here, a great event for these businesses who are just cashing in on these fans ready to get that championship gear. Val?
Melissa, you were at Academy Sports last year when Alabama won the national championship, and you said that it was a pretty good operation that they had going inside. They got the folks in and out pretty quickly. Tell me, what are they planning to do at the store?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, they actually had great success last year when they did that. Basically, what they do is this line that you saw here, we're going to take you around to the front here where the doors are. They open these doors and they let in a group of folks at a time. And then what they do is go into that smaller area in the front of the store where you can see all that Auburn gear. They've set it up. They've got tables on the side, racks in the middle, and they just let the folks kind of go through that area and they just kind of file through looking at the different things, picking up what they want. And after a good period of time, those folks will kind of shuffle over to the checkout area, and when it filters out, they'll start letting in more people. So it's not that long of a wait, and obviously it's fun out here. I mean, like I said, it's a party. Folks are just yelling War Eagle. It might be cold, but it's fun. It's almost like you don't even notice it. And like I said, there's heat lamps out here. That's a new addition this year they didn't have last year. So all you got to do is huddle up next to one of those heat lamps and you'll get warm for a little while. It's just fun. It's a great time. We're already seeing a great turnout, and I have every reason to believe that we're going to see as many folks here as we did last year.
Highlights of this sometimes controversial game, and Derek is joining us now with more on that.
Yeah, what a great game to watch. Everybody was jumping up and down in the newsroom tonight, especially watching the finish. Let's go right to the highlights, show you how Auburn won the national championship. You see the Tigers running out the University of Phoenix Stadium. First ever BCS title game for the Tigers and head coach Gene Chizik, only his second year here at Auburn. Defense started out great. Tipped ball. Tallahassee Damon Washington comes up with the interception. Fever Country senior with a big pick right there. But Cam Newton throws the interception right to Cliff Harris for Oregon. That sets up a nice return. Oregon would capitalize, kick a field goal, take a 3-0 lead. But here comes that Auburn defense again. Troy's Zach Etheridge, excuse me, another Fever Country star with another interception. 2 turnovers for that Tiger defense in the first half. Cam Newton to Cody Burns, and Auburn is on the board. 35-yard touchdown strike, first career touchdown receiving for the former quarterback Cody Burns. Auburn up 7-3. Darren Thomas going deep for Oregon, and he hits Jeff Mayle. Gets behind the Auburn defense.
Hey, I mean, it's just a flashback from my freshman year, just trying to get in the end zone, just reaching that ball out there.
Honestly, did you ever think you'd be standing here today?
I mean, I had an idea, but, it was hard to believe, and, as the season progressed, we realized that we could get it done.
Cody, talk a little bit about your transition from playing quarterback a couple of years ago, essentially reinventing yourself and having a touchdown catch in the biggest game in Auburn football history. Tonight, it has to be a fantastic culmination.
It's an unbelievable feeling, and to have a catch like that in a national championship game, to boost our offense, to get them started going, it's an unbelievable feeling, and I just want to give it to God.
Hey, they're calling for you. Get out of here. Go somewhere.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Cody Burns. I'll tell you what, you got the big guy, you got the little guy in Dyer, very impressive, had the wherewithal to keep running, and have the blowing, and then Burns with a big touchdown. Cam Newton, some would say mediocre tonight. I thought it was sensational in many respects. And what did you say about Nick Fairley? He's the difference.
I couldn't believe we talked at the half and how dominant Nick Fairley was against an undersized Oregon offensive line. We talked about even double teams. He was shedding tacklers like they were nothing. He got through on a couple of plays. He had the sack. He was involved on the safety. And a lot of great tackles. It was just an unbelievable game by Nick Fairley, the All-American, and most likely headed off to play on Sundays.
Now, Sally, you know a lot about the Auburn Nation down in your neck of the woods. They've been waiting for this one for 53 years. I don't want to tell you how old I was back then, but I think I was alive then. It was pretty scary. But, what does this mean to the Auburn Nation as far as your concerned?
This makes a huge deal. A lot of folks never thought we would get here. You're often second to Alabama. Alabama won last year. No one expected Auburn to get here. Let's talk about the Auburn Nation, the fans here tonight. 78,000 plus in this stadium tonight. That is a record. Another 20,000 watched the game outside. Those are folks who didn't have tickets, who just wanted to come and be a part of the atmosphere. That's how big this game was for the Auburn family.
Yeah, an unbelievable night indeed. We're going to send it back to our stations now. We'll be back in a few more minutes with a couple of players as well as some more folks from the Raycom News Network. Jeff Shearer joining us. We're going to take care of some technical issues. We'll be back with you in just a few minutes. Back to our stations now.
You've been watching our Raycom Network coverage live from Glendale, Arizona. It's been a little bit hard to hear. We're going to get all that worked out for you. You saw Sally Pitts, Jeff Shear there, a couple of other folks, Andrew Wittenberg and Rick Carley from other Raycom television stations, and we're going to go right back to Glendale, Arizona in just a few minutes.
But right now, we want to go back to the party at Toomer's Corner. Our Bethany Wells is standing by live there and enjoying all of the festivities out there, all that toilet paper. Someone's got to clean up tomorrow. Bethany, how's it going? Well, maybe we don't have Bethany. I think she was going to go and try to round up some of the fans out there, which may be hard to do in this celebration. But this is Toomer's Corner. This is a live look at Toomer's Corner where folks are celebrating. I think we do have Bethany. Hey, Bethany, how's it going out there?
It's getting wilder, if you can believe that. Just stepped over to the edge of the truck. I can see there are people as far down College Street as I can see, and woo, people just keep coming in both directions. I'm seeing them coming from, from downtown, from Magnolia, from College Street. They're everywhere, and I will tell you this, that some have moved on from throwing the toilet paper to throwing these beads, but right here with me is Khalil Lee. Hey, you're a lifetime Auburn fan. What does this win mean for you?
Jeff, we spoke with Rick Carley a little while ago from Birmingham. Let's get your initial thoughts on this game. Who was your MVP?
Got to be Michael Dyer. Just the way a freshman did what he was able to do. I spoke with Curtis Looper, Auburn's running backs coach, just a second ago, and he said he grew up tonight. The way he took over the game in the fourth quarter, the huge runs that made it happen. We talked about the defense, how explosive they were. We also talked with Tracy Rocker, Auburn's defensive line coach. He said he was so proud of how his guys were able to stay in shape and all the conditioning that they put in over this long 37-day layoff to be able to match the pace of the explosive Oregon offense. And a comment from Trooper Taylor, we showed you before the game, his comments to the team, how he said, let's show them what a champion looks like. Well, after the game just now, he said, we don't play offense, defense, or special teams. We play we-fence, meaning whatever it takes.
Yeah.
And it was obviously defense that did it tonight with just enough offense to make it happen, and special teams did it at the end. They got all of it, offense, defense, special teams, or as Trooper calls it, we-fence.
A fantastic night for the defense, a team that averaged 50 points a game almost in Oregon. A lot of folks said, hey, is Auburn going to be able to stay physically healthy enough to stay with this for 4 quarters? And I think it was a resounding yes answer to that question.
Oregon had been held scoreless only 5 quarters all season long. Well, Auburn did it twice tonight, gave up some yardage, some points in the first quarter, and then again after the turnover in the fourth.
At the podium now, I'll ask you about...
For Michael Dyer, this is Pat Forty from ESPN.com. Could take us through the 37-yard run there where it looked like you were down. Did you think you were down?
At the time, I wasn't really sure. All I knew was the whistle wasn't blown and my coach was saying go, and I just kind of continued to get some more yards and keep the play going and keep the balls in our offense hand.
Got a question in the far back on the aisle and then up here to the front row.
Coach Chizik, what sort of medical evaluation is Cam Newton undergoing?
I don't have the details to that right now.
And we'll go here to the front row to my left.
Michael, on the 37-yard run, was Darvin Adams waving you on? Was he?
Yes, he kept saying go, go, and I got the block for you, and we're just trying to keep the play going and get some more yards.
Question in the back.
Gene, you've been pretty guard right here in the back middle.
Okay.
You've been pretty even-keeled this whole season about staying the course. I think probably hasn't set in yet, but can you describe kind of what you're feeling and I mean, how emotional is this for you to come here after 2 years about everything about your arrival and now being here 14-0?
You know, it's not about my arrival. That's not how I live my life. I live my life trying to do the right thing and guide 18 to 22-year-olds to do the right thing and to go from good to great. We try to give them everything they can have on the field, off the field, spiritually, in the classroom as a student. And that's how we live our life. And we're going to do it the right way. We always have done it the right way. It's not about how I arrived or how I leave. It's not about Gene Chizik. It's about the Auburn family. It's about those, 30 or 40,000 fans that came into that stadium tonight, and probably another 10,000 that were outside, and probably another 10,000 that wanted to come back home but couldn't get here. So don't get any satisfaction in look at me or told you so or none of that. This is for these players and this Auburn family and the people that care about Auburn and carry the Auburn flag, and that's it. It's that simple.
Got a question in the front row to my left.
Coach, you called Cam the greatest player that you've ever seen. Now that he's sort of finished the job, or at least helped you guys finish the job with a national title, fair enough to say he's had arguably one of the greatest seasons ever in college football?
You can speculate, you can say what you, think and what you want to say. He's a great football player, won the Heisman Trophy. He helped us win a national championship. Other than that, I don't know what to tell you. He's a great football player and he's a great human being. And we love him at Auburn, and we got his back in everything that he does and everything that he stands for. So everybody in this room knows he's a great player, and he's helped us win a lot of games.
And we'll go to the right side of the center aisle in the back.
Gene, didn't look like Mike played at all in the first quarter. What was behind that?
Didn't look like
Didn't
what?
look like Michael Dyer didn't look like he played in the first quarter. What was behind that?
We've got a way that we substitute, and we've got a way that we rotate.